Hello, and welcome to the lesson on elements and techniques of nonfiction. Today we are going to be looking at how examples support an author's purpose and also at key details in stories and articles. Let's do a little review about author's purpose. When we read, it's important to understand why a piece is written. An author may write for many reasons. They may write to inform, to entertain, or to persuade the reader or sometimes even to describe something for them. Your teacher may have given you the acronym PI to remember the three main reasons why an author may write. And if you're asked what is the author's purpose, you can usually rely on one of those three. To describe is also a form of informing, so keep that in mind. You can use to describe. It's a more specific answer, and it does fall under informing, but it's an absolutely perfect answer to use as well. If you want to look over these more, review them a little bit more, feel free to pause the recording and check out the descriptions in each box. So when writing a piece that is meant to inform or persuade, an author will use examples to help support his or her purpose. These can be first-hand examples, they can be anecdotal, which means they might tell you a story either about themselves or about somebody else, or they might just use universal knowledge that most people would be expected to know about. So think about this. You have two different situations here. What I'd like you to do is choose one of these two situations and add some examples in the box to the right. What are some examples that would help support the author's purpose for either one of these two topics? Go ahead and take a moment to fill that out. And we'll talk about that when you come back into the classroom. Looking at examples versus key details. Examples are meant to support and illustrate an author's ideas. Examples are not always necessary for the reader to know or remember. On the other hand, key details are the important things that a reader should get from a reading. Key details are also the specifics the reader might need to know, for example. So if you're looking up information or you're reading an article or a report, the key details are those pieces that you would be expected to be able to answer questions about and talk about afterward. Let's look at an example. Reversing this idea gives you the key details. So in this example, look for ideas and examples that bolster the author's purpose in the piece, but also look for those key details that a reader might need. Record-breaking snow expected. Go ahead and take a moment to read over this article and then think about the key details and examples that you find. Maybe jot them down on a piece of paper for yourself, and then you can compare notes in a moment. How'd you do? Anything highlighted in blue is a key detail. So this is an article about a snowstorm that's coming, and key details would be how much snow, where the snow is expected, and when the snow is expected. And you can see in the very first paragraph, that's what they give you. 2 to 3 feet of snow from New Jersey to Connecticut, and a massive storm that's coming in Monday and into Tuesday. Examples are more toward the bottom of the article. We have this example of a snowstorm that came into the area back in 1872 with almost 27 inches of snow in 2006 as well. We also have Boston and Philadelphia, so surrounding areas. So this is in New York, you can see. This is a newspaper article. It's published in New York, so this is for, specifically the audience is for New Yorkers. But you can see in case neighboring areas are reading it, we have expectations for Boston and Philadelphia as well. These are things not needed or necessary for those in New York looking for information about this storm about to hit them, but it's still informative and sometimes entertaining. Think about this. What piece of information was not needed or extraneous? If you're having a hard time recognizing those examples, those are the pieces that were not needed, are these examples in red. Let's try another one. Read this paragraph, then choose which elements should be considered key details. Take a moment to do that and then jot down some of those key details in the box on the right. How'd you do? Did you find those key details? So somebody looking for information about this Peach Festival can find out that it starts at 9 a.m. with a parade at Pfeiffer Middle School and goes along Camden, Wyoming Avenue, which we assume is going to go down to Pfeiffer's Orchard. Also, how much it costs. Admission to the festival is $7 per person. Some examples that you don't necessarily need to know but can find out when you get there, or maybe there are things that you want to know so that you know what's going on if you do decide to go to this festival, are the types of entertainment. We have live music, entertainment, craft, food vendors, children's activities, peach dessert contest, and more. And also the bungee jumper and rock wall cost additional fees. So those are just additional extraneous information examples of what will be at the festival. So if you were able to pick out the key details in red, where, when, how much it costs, then you are definitely on the right track to being able to pick out those key details in reading passages that you will see on the Keystone and other types of tests. So that's it. Great job. If you have any questions, make sure to bring them back and ask your teacher. If you come into the classroom for these sessions, I'm sure you will get more practice on this type of activity. Thanks and have a great day.